So, in order to help a couple of people who have asked me questions about the Kwikset Smartkey picking method I demonstrated, I thought I would go over things in a little more detail. For one, we're going to go over the tool I made a little more detail. It is a bobby pin. Let's see if I can get this in the camera. So it started off life as a bobby pin, but it has been rebent. Notice it's real important that tip being bent up like that. The slight curve helps. I don't know that it's absolutely necessary, but the tip being bent up and then filed round and everything being sanded is very important to help it slide in over that square sidebar to start with. Looking at 54 thousandths wide, just in case. I mean, I don't know, bobby pins could be manufactured differently. I'm at 23 thousandths thick. And you may have to play with the shape to get it to work. Big thing is how it fits in here. And I'll pull this apart to show you in a little more detail the important bits here. Oh, I need the key. It's a bitted to. I think it's bitted to this one at the moment. Yep. Okay. So you need it to fit without any resistance. It'll be going in this way, in here. You don't want it to rub on the sides. You want it to be able to slide right down in to there. You can see mine's marked up pretty well where I've been using it. The trick is, dang it, that freaking clip. This little black clip on mine never wants to stay on. It's been that way the whole time. This is the first time I pulled it out of here. It fell off. Alright. I just want to show the front edge of that sidebar is squared off. So when you're going down in, through here, you're going to hit it. And then you're going to pull the tip in this way to push this rounded edge up against the outside of the sidebar channel. It's not really going to go in, but that little ramp will apply pressure to the front edge of the sidebar. Don't lose my clip. That little ramp, the curve on the tip will push, and that'll allow you to set slider 1. After that, it'll slide in further. And you do 2, and it'll slide in further, 3, and then 4 and 5 kind of bind at the same time, the way my tool works, but it's not going to feel like you're getting in there at the start. And it'll be easy to tell if you have a high cut pin one and you're going in here, that slider will bind quite tightly when you get the pressure in the right spot. It will not bind if you're like this. If you just butt it, oh shit. Well, lovely. That may be the end of the demonstration on this video, because I have no idea where that spring went now. And this is a carpeted room. Okay, anyway, if you're just butted up against it, it won't bind. If you get it up like this, it'll bind. However, if your practice key bitting has a really low cut, pin 1, that slider will already be set, so you won't feel it. But you will be able to feel slider 2 bind up. You'll probably go in a little further and you'll feel slider 2 bind up first. So if slider 1 isn't binding, check slider 2, or better yet, just practice. Since you can set these to anything you want, practice with a key that has easy bitting. Then move on to something that's a little more challenging, or even more challenging yet. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to pause this and go look for my spring real quick. Alright, so back to where I was. Now I got the clip and the spring and everything back in place. This is the way I suggest practicing. Take it out of the bigger housing. And I'll show you the reason I suggest that. Let's see if I can get this at an angle where you can see it. Through these little windows, you can see the sliders. And they should be just at that level right there. When you don't have it over clamped. They should be right at that level. If they're too low or they're too high, you can see it through the window. So, start practicing with your tension wrench, like I said, and with the bitting. Get yourself some more Kwikset keys. They're pretty easy to find. Key it up to something that you're comfortable with, and then practice. See, so I put it in here. I don't force it in, just lightly in, then tilt it back, and that's not good enough, so we reposition, wiggle a little bit, tilt it in, and right there. Now we've got tension on one, so we release a little bit of it to allow one to move, get a click out of it, and feel what it's like when it's not bound, when it is, and when it's in position. You'll feel there's more wiggle, and that tension wrench, you will feel it slide in. You probably have to back it out just a little bit again to release tension on 2. Get that in position, it wiggles free, the tension wrench is free to slide in a little more. Check 3, which on this one is already set. So now you're going to go in further. This is hard to do with this angle. Working in a little further. Keep track of where you are in the lock. Set last pin. When you get the last pin, it will really slide in. But be careful. If you apply too much pressure, you can actually force that whole I don't know what you call it, the carriage that has the sidebar and the sliders in it back and reset the key by accident. I've done it a few times. Because it will slide back into the reset position at any time. It just won't lock back until it's at 90 degrees. But it will reset the key. Oop, dang it. Getting the clamping pressure right can be a trick. You don't want to go too much, but you don't want to go too little. It might be a good idea to put something in there to help. Luckily, it's not as easy with this setup to drop tension. As long as that tension bar is in the side bar channel, the side bar isn't going to pop out and release those sliders. So I can position and not lose. Okay. Don't easily lose. You have a hard time getting. Oh, tension found it. Wasn't the place to get. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's not one. Tension. And what will happen when you have it picked is it will rotate further than it normally will when it's not picked. The core will actually turn a little bit further, almost like an extra false set, and then the opening on the side of this, where you put where the ball bearing is, will bind up against the tension wrench, and it won't go any further. So you pull your tension wrench out while still holding tension, and the core turns. Practice that with different key biddings. Every time you rotate it, you can you depress the carriage, insert a new key, rotate it back, pull the key out. Now you have a completely new bidding to practice on and see how it goes. I suggest doing that a few times. If you're having problems getting the tension wrench in there, find a key that's got a good high set pin 1. That'll help you with your feeling of the first slider binding, or at least it did for me. Any more questions, leave them in the comments below, or post them on Reddit, and I will try my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep it legal.